These 4 male lions are extremely powerful, each capable of fighting 2 opponents at once. They are mighty lion kings. They rank among the top 4 lion kings globally in fighting prowess. They are absolute rulers of the African savannah. Wherever they go, they effortlessly kill or drive away rival males, and consolidate their rule over their territory. Among them, one lion could scare away elephants, another could fight 4 opponents alone. Adult lions in their prime managed to escape and live to die of natural causes, truly legendary. They are Cecil, who scared away raging elephants, Moran, who fought 4 opponents alone, the ruler of Simbas, and the legendary sea boy of the Vumbai Pride, and Notch of the immortal legendary alliance, Hereratic. Today we'll count down the power rankings of the world's top 4 legendary lion kings, and their stories. Experience the intense lion battles and brotherhood. Number 1, Sea Boy, Power Index 5 stars. In July 2009, the Killer Coalition invaded Sea Boy's Joie Cali 10 Pride. To protect the cubs, despite facing 3 opponents alone, Sea Boy didn't back down, and engaged in battle with the Killer Coalition. Although Sea Boy fought bravely, under the continuous joint attacks of the Killer Coalition, he was badly wounded, severely injured, nearly died, until the Killer Coalition left. Sea Boy, with his powerful willpower, managed to escape from the scene. Just when people thought Shi Nan Hai was dead, people discovered his tracks in the eastern part of the Serengeti Plains. By then, he had taken over the Wumu by pride, becoming the resident male. Shi Nan Hai really liked this environment, though poor, but peaceful. One day, Shi Nan Hai was gazing into the distance as usual, then excitedly walked down from the high ground. A golden brown male lion approached from nearby. It was his long-lost ally, Hildu. They roared at each other, walking faster and faster, finally meeting, touching each other, walking side by side. Although they were separated for a long time for various reasons, they never forgot each other. After all, reunion is such a blessed moment in life. At this moment, the Killer Coalition had just consolidated their control over the River Pride, resting nearby. Unexpectedly, Sea Boy's scent was faintly drifting in the air, shocking them. The second brother muttered in disbelief, could this lion be some magical warrior to survive such a fatal wound? The eldest brother gave a cold smirk, vowing that no matter who he is, tonight I'll make him meet his maker early. Then the Killer Coalition, with their invincible presence, roared as they approached Sea Boy's territory. Sea Boy and Hildur quickly noticed, issuing a stern warning, trespassers will die. However, facing the threat, the 4 dark brown adult male lions of the Killer Coalition, not backing down, pressing forward step by step, an intense 2 versus 4 confrontation is about to unfold. At this critical moment, a lioness rushed past from the other side of the pride. Her graceful figure and elegant appearance instantly caught the attention of the Killer Alliance, especially their leader, who exclaimed that such beauty belongs in heaven. A rare beauty on the savannah, wait for me, my lady. The Killer Alliance, seeing their leader run off, instantly lost their momentum, and turned to leave in another direction. A pride invasion battle was calmed by a beautiful lioness. This shows that heroes have always been weak against beauty. Lions are no different. Later, Sea Boy was ambushed again by the Killer Alliance, this time, without Hilton by his side. He was surrounded and attacked by the Killer Alliance, his life hanging by a thread, but he remained incredibly brave, fierce and determined, looking for a chance to turn the tide, finally rose up and attacked the Killer Alliance. The leader ultimately survived. Escaping from a 1 versus 4 fight was truly remarkable. After this battle, Sea Boy became known as the King of Champions. But heroes eventually grow old. In June 2018, Sea Boy died on the Serengeti Plains. At the age of 14, he was one of the few lion kings to die of natural causes. Truly admirable. Number 2, Cecil, with a 5-star combat rating. Cecil became legendary in one battle. He earned the title of Legendary Lion King in 2009. At that time, 3 strong male lions led by Jericho invaded his territory. Cecil fought against 2 of them, killed 1 and drove away 1 of the 7 prime lions. And later, to protect his cubs and family from being trampled by raging elephants, with extraordinary courage and presence, he made the elephants change their path, thus, becoming the only lion so brave at that time, and building his reputation. Cecil was born in 2002. He showed kingly potential from a young age. As he grew older, Cecil would always eat first. Only then would his siblings share the hunted food. This alarmed the Lion King, as Cecil threatened his dominance. So when Cecil was not yet 3 years old, he was driven out of the pride by the Lion King. Expelled along with him was Cecil's brother Leander. After the brothers were expelled from the pride, Cecil, with his natural instincts, successfully hunted down a young buffalo, securing their meals. This greatly boosted Cecil's confidence. With accumulated hunting skills and instincts, the brothers never went without meat. Until one day, The two brothers invaded the northern area of Wang National Park. After defeating the male lions, became the rulers of the Northern Pride. The lionesses of the Northern Pride were locally famous for their beauty. They frequently flirted with Cecil, a large dark brown lion, by batting their eyes at him, and loudly expressing their desire to bear his cubs, while Leander, who wasn't as handsome, was completely ignored by these lionesses. Nourished by love, Cecil grew increasingly stronger, becoming the strongest male lion at that time. There were invaders entering his territory. Until one day, a male lion named Jericho, leading 3 strong male lions, invaded Cecil's territory. Cecil and his brother Leander confronted them head-on, 2 against 4. During the fight, Leander and Cecil got separated. Leander was surrounded by 2 strong lions, quickly got his neck bitten, and died in battle, while Cecil, facing 2 opponents, including the mighty Jericho, still managed to kill 1 lion, and drove Jericho away. He had no desire to continue fighting, wanting to go back to help his brother, only to find a disfigured corpse. Although Cecil fought like a war god, becoming legendary in one battle, but with his injuries, reclaiming territory against 3 lions was unrealistic. So, Cecil had no choice but to leave the Northern Territory, disappearing from people's sight, and the Northern Territory was then occupied by Jericho and his alliance members. If nothing unexpected happens, these 3 strong male lions could rule the northern region for several years. Jericho, as the strongest lion in the coalition, enjoyed everything here. However, poachers used raw meat to lure Jericho's coalition members out of the protected area and brutally killed them, causing Jericho to lose all his glory overnight and flee in disgrace, surrendering his territory to other coalitions. But no one expected that when the vanished Jericho and Cecil reappeared before everyone, former enemies had become invincible allies. Under Cecil's leadership, they reclaimed the Northern Territory. Soon after Cecil mated with the lionesses, the lionesses successfully conceived and gave birth to many cubs during the rainy season. To feed the cubs, Cecil and Jericho set their sights on elephant herds, and frequently hunted baby elephants as pride meals. This made the elephant herds and Cecil's pride mortal enemies. One day, an adult elephant attempted to trample Cecil's cubs. Cecil, seeing this, immediately charged. He snarled fiercely to teach the elephant a lesson, warning it not to be arrogant, and to step back or face consequences. The elephant, intimidated by Cecil's presence, cursed under its breath, abandoned its intention, and turned away. Scaring off an adult elephant alone made Cecil's reputation even greater than before. This caught the attention of an American dentist named Walter Palmer, who coveted Cecil's hide. He spent tens of thousands of pounds to hire 2 guides, lured Cecil out of the protected area, then slowly killed him with arrows for sport. Finally, Cecil's body was brutally skinned. Thus ended the legendary Lion King's life. Number 3, Morin, combat rating, 5 stars. Morin's legend includes fighting 4 lions alone, scaring away 2 strong male lions. The remaining 2 challenged his authority. He directly pinned them down with strikes and bites. Some say judging by their manes. These 4 invading lions were all near adult males. It's normal to lose against adult males. But keep in mind, in Africa, there are many sub-adult males attacking prime males, and winning. For example, Gunner Alliance's Bamiyan, during his sub-adult period, attacked one of the Nochi Alliance members, and successfully drove them away. In recent years, the Six Warriors Alliance's leader, Grandmaster Babiao, was severely injured by sub-adult Sala Nanhai when alone, went missing, and eventually died. At this time, Morin was over 8 years old. His courage and stance scared away 2 sub-adults, and subdued the other 2 fierce ones. All prove his great strength. In Maasai culture, Morin means fearless warrior, and his life lived up to his name, full of battles and glory. Records show that Morin was in his prime at 8 years old, protecting a small pride. In the documentary Lion King Morin had a muscular build, thick brown mane, and eyes that showed an indomitable spirit. At that time, the pride was facing an unprecedented crisis. The most skilled hunter at the time, Majia, was in his twilight years. His hunting ability had greatly diminished, and his successor Moga, due to an infected wound, was unfortunately killed by hunting dogs. Worse still, several young and strong male lions took advantage of the situation, attempting to invade Morin's territory. Faced with this sudden crisis, Morin didn't back down. He faced them alone, fighting against 4 invaders single-handedly. This battle was undoubtedly the most glorious moment in Morin's life. With his excellent fighting skills and unyielding will, he successfully repelled the invaders, defending the territory and the pride's safety. This battle not only made Morin famous across the savannah, but also made him a legend in many hearts. On the savannah, every male lion fights bloody battles for territory and mates. Morin was no exception. He must always be vigilant of potential challengers, to protect his throne and the pride's safety. We witnessed, between Morin and another male lion, a thrilling battle of kings. The two male lions, engaged in fierce combat on the savannah. Their roars echoed back and forth. Heart-shaking. After an intense fight, Morin, with his excellent combat skills and tenacious will, finally achieved victory. This victory not only consolidated his position as the Lion King, but also established his higher prestige on the Grasslands. However, behind the glory often lies great sacrifice. In the process of protecting the pride and territory, Morin paid a heavy price. His body was covered with scars and battle marks. Each battle made him more exhausted and weak. But even so, he never gave up protecting his pride and pursuing glory. Until Morin entered his old age. At the advanced age of 15, severely wounded, he chased after invading male lions. His body gradually weakened. His fighting ability was not what it used to be. Until the last moment of his life, he remained steadfast in his territory, protecting the safety of his pride. Without a doubt, Morin was the legendary king of the crater. Number 4, Ngrelaric, combat rating, 4 stars. Ngrelaric was the founder of the Bad Boys Alliance. Not only did he achieve the feat of one-on-one, defeating the renowned Langirini Lion King, but also showed extraordinary ability to hunt massive buffalo when barely mature. This was rare in the world. Orphaned from a young age, on the dangerous Savannah grasslands. With exceptional wisdom and unwavering will, he led his 5 brothers from the brink of death to survival, finally establishing a vast territory spanning over 600 square kilometers, writing an immortal legend. Ngralaric's legend began in 1998. As a cub, fate played a cruel trick. At 1.5 years old, he wandered to the outskirts of the Zalala Pride's territory, surviving on scraps day after day, until he returned to his father's Sparta Pride. His fate quietly changed in 2003. The Sparta Pride suffered a heavy blow. The lionesses perished. The right lions declined. Only remaining were the Bad Boys Alliance members led by Ngrelaric. At this moment, he was no longer ignored, but was given the important tasks of patrolling and hunting. However, fate had other plans as the Sparta Pride fell into trouble again. The fall of the Western Lion King and the Pride's division forced Ngrelaric to lead his brothers in search of a new home. Facing numerous difficulties, Ngrelaric showed exceptional leadership abilities, leading the alliance to gradual rise, from buffalo to giraffes and even hippos. All became their prey. In 2006, Ngrelaric led his brothers to challenge the territory of Lion King Langirini. This was a battle between heroes. Ngrelaric chose to fight alone, to prove his strength and honor. They fought fiercely at the western fence. Ngralaric's lower right fawn broke, his mouth bleeding heavily, while Langirini suffered injuries to his leg and eye, and disappeared shortly after returning to his pride. Meanwhile, Ngrelaric led the Bad Boys Alliance, unstoppably, conquering multiple prides in succession, expanding their territory to unprecedented size. During this time, the lion population in Savannah decreased by over 40%. So the consortiums prepared to intervene artificially. With the rise of the Defenders Alliance, the Bad Boys Alliance faced unprecedented challenges. The sacrifice of Old 5's strange tale, the heroic fall of Old 2 Riesta, Old 3's back injury and severe wounds, and the painful defeat at the Elephant Plains battle severely weakened the alliance. In 2012, the Southern Alliance invaded Western Savannah, breaking 14-year-old Olden's spine and hip. Old 3 was severely wounded. Satan, to save Olden and Pretty Boy, made a direct charge, suffered a piercing wound to his back, and ultimately died. Olden lost his once proud brothers and territory, became wandering lions with Pretty Boy. On July 10, 2012, the wandering Olden and Pretty Boy encountered the KMP Alliance. Olden, as the big brother, stood in front of Pretty Boy, his spirit undiminished from his prime, but he was already 14 years old. Pretty Boy, seeing this, charged into the group alone. After wounding Old K from the KMP Alliance, he saved Olden, but the brothers were separated as a result. In December 2012, Olden met with the separated Pretty Boy. This became Olden and Pretty Boy's last meeting. And during the months separated from his brother, Olden, having lost his hunting ability, he preferred eating carrion, rather than eating meat fed by humans. With unyielding integrity, he would rather starve than accept help from these demons who caused his brother's successive deaths, walking slowly until disappearing into Kruger National Park.